Hi, my name is Jane Powell. Welcome to Community Connections. This is a show showcasing community involvement brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. Today I have two guests that I'm so excited for you to meet. We're going to learn about interesting things happening in Charleston in the art world. Welcome to the show, Jack O'Hearn and Jstn Clmn.
Thanks for having us.
I'm so glad you're here. So Jack, you are the project director of Brickscape,
Yeah.
Brickscape. And Jstn, you are an artist with Brickscape, is that right?
I am.
And so you are here just for this project.
Yes.
So I'm excited to hear. But Jack, why don't we just jump in and you tell me about it? Tell me what is Brickscape?
Yeah, so Brickscape is an artist residency. It's a 6-week residency program where we invite artists. This year we have 9 artists that you have. Some of them are local, some of them are national. We kind of try to get a mix of both. And the ones that are national are here kind of staying with different members of the community for 6 weeks. And we've chosen a historical location that's sort of, currently a little underutilized and trying to utilize that space in a positive way. So this year we've gotten access to the 11th floor of the Union Building.
A very historical building in Charleston.
Yeah, and what I refer to as an iconic building.
Yes, absolutely.
It's pretty great. And so we've invited 9 artists to, each artist has a sort of room on that floor that they've been designated, and they can sort of go all out, and make what I call site-specific installations. And what that means is that the artwork that they're making is directly in response to the space they're making it in. So, it's sort of these, some of them are interactive, some of them are immersive. They're creating these sort of environments in these rooms that, and the work that they're making, really has to do with the space and is influenced by the space. So, and you'll learn a little bit when Jstn talks about his work. You can get a sort of example of it. When the work is removed, it kind of loses most of its meaning. So it doesn't. It's a sort of temporary. And, the artwork is somewhat. Most of the artwork is fairly temporary and changes meaning once you take it out. So it's really unique, and that all this work kind of responds to the space and the sort of history of the location, and there's a whole sort of transformation that's going on up there that I think people will be excited about, and yeah.
Before we get too far into it, people can view this art during FestivALL.
Yeah, so the residency culminates in an exhibition that's open to the public. So it'll be open, through June. It's open now, so we had our sort of opening reception during preview weekend.
And that's over Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, so FestivALL preview weekend. FestivALL Charleston is the main sponsor of the program. And so we've sort of been coincided our hours with their event schedule. So after preview weekend, we had our opening reception, we had some open hours, and we also had a concert by a band called Ona in there. And so now it's sort of open just on limited weekend hours until FestivALL June, which is June 15th through the 24th. And during that period, it'll be open every day. I think the hours is like 11 to 6-ish. And then there'll also be a few events. I think there's a few performances scheduled.
It's exciting.
Yeah, and people can go to brickscape.org or FestivALL's website. I think it's festivallcharleston.com.
Okay.
or is it org?
I gotta admit, I'm not 100%
Okay.
sure of that. But I think if they Google FestivALL, it'll come right up.
Yeah,
And I
for
know
sure.
that there are flyers all over town.
FestivALL, yeah, 2 L's.
FestivALL.com.
And they can find the schedule up there
Okay.
for what's going on. in June.
Great. Great. Justin, I have so many questions.
Great.
First of all, did you know what you were going to, did you see the space ahead of time?
Only through still images.
And so that's when the ideas started coming to you, and then you walked in and you saw it for real and started designing?
Yeah, for the most part. I was interested in the space because I had already made some work that I thought would be good. So in proposal, I was considering stuff that I had made before and the ideas behind it, and also considering the new space of where it was going to be. And then when I saw it in person, I was like, oh, this will work out great. This is an amazing space.
Wow. So we talked a little bit about it being an iconic building in Charleston. It is, I guess, the only building on the riverside of the Canal Boulevard. So it is one of a kind. The space is one of a kind, just like I'm sure your art is one of a kind. So that's fun. How about the other artists? Are you all one big happy family, like collaborating and encouraging each other? Or do you work at the same, you have access, I guess, to the space anytime you want it,
We
is
do.
that right? Yeah.
We do. Most of us are there working throughout daylight hours.
Yeah.
I mean, into the evening, and we each have our own spaces. So for the most part, we're focused on our own ideas.
Yeah, we got a lot of work
But as
to
a
do.
group, it's a really, really awesome dynamic. Everyone has been super supportive, and we have a great range of ideas. So there's, I mean, for all 9 of us, it's like each of us are doing investigations or our work's about things that are pointing in all different directions. So
Well, and you're all meeting for the first time, too.
this is true.
So that's kind of fun.
So we might have lucked out.
Yeah, to everybody's style and
Yeah.
stuff.
But they've been having, forming a good sense of community amongst the artists, and they've been.
I would just imagine that to happen naturally. I mean, you guys are working hard, and I'm sure it's intense what you're doing and creating, and you're in the moment. And to have people that are sharing that with you, it would just seem like it would be a community.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. What has been an unexpected pleasure or challenge, I guess both, from this project, from either one of you? It's new, it's the first time, is that right?
Yeah.
That it's happened here in Charleston?
Yeah. I mean, the unexpected challenge for me is working in a historical building that isn't entirely occupied, needs to sort of undergo major renovations. That offers some challenges and strengths. One of the strengths is that since it's eventually going to be undergoing renovations, the artists are more at liberty to sort of kind of mess with things a little bit,
Right, 'cause it's
paint
not
the
perfect.
floors, paint the walls, and kind of
Yeah, that's
do
good.
things. But then there's the challenges like, just with some of the utilities and
Yeah.
getting everything operating
But I think you're
properly.
right. Those challenges are really opportunities for the artists. And I don't mean to talk about artists. I know you and yourself are an artist, but maybe not for this project. That's
Yeah, well,
yeah, so when I refer to artists, I don't mean to exclude you from that conversation.
It depends how you think of an artist. This is a form of creative expression for
Yes,
me.
it is.
But yeah, I think part of the project and the purpose of the project is to have these artists sort of, undergo this endeavor or sort of struggle to find meaning and purpose and beauty in this space and respond to that through
I love that.
through the making process.
Yeah, I really love that. Tell me about being in Charleston,
I've had a really good experience in Charleston so far.
because you've been here several weeks.
I have. I've been here almost 6 weeks.
Yeah. So capital city, I know you're from a city that's much bigger than ours. So
We still have lots of rivers and bridges.
that's true.
We're surrounded by hills on all sides. I mean, Pittsburgh's very similar.
So it's got to make you feel a little bit like home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some ways.
so I think it's a city that we're happy to host artists from different parts of the country
Yeah.
and to show them what we've got going on here.
And for a smaller city, I've found that For the most part, everyone that I've met, even outside of working as an artist, has been really welcoming and very engaging.
Good, I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, they've
We wanna
been
be.
friendly, hospitable, and very interested in who you are in a way that's not alienating.
Yeah,
So.
good. That's good. So what happens after this? I know this exhibit is for a limited time only, so it will be there through FestivALL, through the 24th of June. And then, so what's next?
Well, then, after June, the exhibition will close and come down, and then taking some time off, and we're already sort of in, FestivALL and myself are, together, have been working on some grant applications for next year and thinking about, I think after this is over, we'll just kind of sit down and have a little, kind of post wrap-up meeting.
Yeah, how
and
can we make it bigger and better?
yeah,
kind of
figure out,
conversation?
so the plan is, we all want to keep doing this. We think it's a great project, and hopefully it'll come back every year.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. I think it's fun. I like the idea of the new art. I like using something that has not been used for art before, the old building, and giving it new life. I think that's really fun.
Yeah, it offers, art in a kind of different context than people are used to. And I think it's, some people that might, not typically go to a museum or a gallery space, or,
Yeah,
those
this is more
spaces are
inviting.
great, but yeah, they can
It's
be.
not intimidating.
Yeah, they can be like that. And this space, you're not only seeing a really accessible art show, but you're also getting to go in this cool historical building
That's
that you
right.
might not go in otherwise.
Even
That's
if you
it.
like no art, which I would find to be pretty
Everybody
difficult,
likes some kind of art.
you could at least enjoy the views.
That's right. I bet you've been taking some pictures.
So many.
Yes. So we do have a picture of your art, some
Okay.
that you've done. I think we have two pieces. This print, or excuse me, exhibit, I guess it would be called, outside objects doing inside things.
Yeah, doing inside work.
I
That's
like
what they
it.
are. And then the idea is taking objects that usually perform a duty of labor or assisting in people doing labor, usually blue-collar work, right? In this case, I'm using old wooden ladders that I would find usually at the last moment before they're discarded.
Wow.
That ladder that these pieces were made from was pulled from a dump and brought back in. And the idea is to bring them in and change them into a different form to create a certain kind of transcendence. So it's like they're no longer in the shape of a ladder, they're no longer in the form of a ladder, now they're in the form of, right, furniture, which would be performing, right, a less dirty, less labor-intensive duty
There you go.
as an object.
I like it.
So,
I like it. And so we have another exhibit of yours, pallets. I like this. We've all seen pallets on the side of the road. I
We
don't
have.
know that we've all seen them in a beautiful exhibit like this, but I like it.
This was done to treat the pallets a lot like paintings and to create an installation where each one is hung like a painting. I find pallets to be really interesting, or an amazing kind of object, because they get to be world travelers, right?
Yeah,
They get to
okay.
go on ships, trains, trucks. They get to move all around, but
I
they're
like it.
always on the line in between being a piece of trash and a commodity.
Yeah, I
Either
like it a
they're
lot.
extremely useful or they're
I'm
going
so
to be thrown
excited
away.
to see the exhibit. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
So again,
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
Brickscape, and they can find that at brickscape.org, and that will be on display June 15th through the 24th as a part of FestivALL.
Yeah, thanks so
All right,
much.
thanks guys. It's been really nice learning about it, and I'm sure you have social media that people can check out.
Oh yeah, at Brickscape Residency on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, great.
And mine is Jstn Clmn. It's my name, Justin Clmn, with no vowels,
All right.
.com.
Okay, people can check it out. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. This has been Community Connections, brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. We'll see you next time.